Larry Groce here. MountainStage.org is where you can hear Mountain Stage if it isn't on your public radio station. And today, one of our guests is called Paper Raincoat. I have them here. That's these three folks. On my far right is Mr. Alex Wong. And in the middle is Amber Rubarth. And right here next to me is Kevin Rice. So let's start out by saying, how did Paper Raincoat come to be? Because I know you guys are both singer-songwriters. I don't know so much about Kevin, but I know that you two have your own singer-songwriter career going. How did it come together?
Well, actually, it came together partly because of the act I was here with before, Vienna Teng. One summer, she was taking an theater improv class and lent us a book with a bunch of exercises. And we'd been friends for a while and been working together and writing.
You live in Brooklyn, I should say, right?
Yes, we live in Brooklyn. And one day, instead of writing, we decided to try one of these exercises, and it was one where one person would close their eyes and the other person would just ask questions about where they were. Like, you were supposed to imagine you're in a room or something like that, and the other person would ask details about what's on the wall, if there's pictures on the wall, what's in the pictures, and keeps going more and more detailed. And the point of it was supposed to sort of remove the pressure of creating from yourself, so you were just describing something instead of like actually having to create. And so we did this, and we started to inadvertently create this world around a few of the same characters that kept popping up, and some of the songs we were writing at the time seemed to fit right in with this world. And so we decided to write some music that was about a story. So the whole project is actually about this story that we've been creating.
So is Paper Raincoat a project, or is it a group, or both?
It's a group, and it's also the theme of the story. So one of the things in the story is there's a woman named Grace, and she ends up writing a book called The Paper Raincoat.
And so you write songs that have to do with this world of Grace and the Paper Raincoat.
Exactly. Yeah. We decided to use it more as another way into writing. I mean, as you said, we were both singer-songwriters, and I think we get tired of writing about our feelings and ourselves and everything. Yeah. So it was sort of like another avenue in, and we did end up being part of the songs, obviously, and it did end up being about our experiences, but also having this other thread was really fun for us. And
So I tore down my defenses and stood in the light, took off my hat, pushed it aside. The songs, they hung heavy, exposed at the seams like your old worn down sneakers and corduroy jeans. The guitar was tuned down, so I played the upright, but I played it all wrong and the click was too tight. Rewind, back to the beginning. Rewind, ooh, rewind, back to the beginning. Rewind.
The arrangements and the whole sound, is this done collaboratively, or are you the arranger, or how does it work?
Very much so. I mean, we all lived, at one point we were all roommates in a studio, so it was kind of born out of like having a studio, having tons of toys to play with, and seeing what happens.
You mean you lived in a recording studio?
In a recording studio, yeah. Alex still lives there, actually.
Huh. Nice.
Under the desk.
Yeah.
Was it one big room?
It's luckily several rooms.
Oh, good.
Good
deal. Yeah, then you did know each other very well.
Yeah.
So we definitely
So therefore, as the thing grew, it grew together. I mean, you all were in on from the beginning of the process that later became a recorded song.
Very much so. I mean, it was like, I remember Alex and I talking in the beginning. He was like, I want to do something that starts out with these very well put together, interesting sounding tracks, and so the writing was also very much in mind of how is this going to sound. Not just thinking like, what is the song going to be about, or what are the lyrics going to be, but how is this going to be, sonically represented as well.
Yeah, and also a big part of it was how they would be done live. I think a big thing with us is how to involve the whole room as an instrument instead of just like performer audience, but how to make the whole show much more of a collaboration between the audience and the performer. And a lot of the songs, like we knew we wanted parts in them that would definitely like encourage participation and stuff like that, and like create music in a way that broke that barrier. So we make the audience do a lot of stuff in the show.
Yeah, well, that's why we have Mountain Stage with an audience,
Yeah.
because it's different than doing it even in like a radio studio, where you have a person like me and then you're playing. We want to have an audience because whether people realize it like you do or not, the audience is a big part of the show.
Yeah.
And it is automatically, but if you
Right.
you can make it bigger
Of course.
by doing what you're talking about.
Please stay in your seat until the captain turns off the seatbelt sign. Red-eye flight, but I never fell asleep last night. And everything's new and everything glows here brighter than TV. But I can taste it, I can touch it, I can feel my heart go oh, 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 my heart goes oh, 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 oh.
So that's pretty great. This is what the album looks like. Well, look at there. It doesn't look like much, does it? Until you open it up. It's actually a metal box, but when you open it up, it has the CD, which I've taken out, and then it has this lovely title page, and then information and so forth. So it's really quite an interesting package, and you also put this together yourself. Who conceived this?
Yeah.
Literally, you put it together yourself. But you conceived it, and then you had it designed, and
We both had been actually experimenting with the metal cases for a while. A couple of our past records were actually in metal cases, and we just liked the idea of the experience of a real tactile thing. And I mean, it just sets it apart when you look at it and when you touch it, and we felt the music should be set apart like that.
yeah. Well, the songs do have some serious arrangement and production.
Thanks.
And I wondered when you came how you were going to deal with this, because usually, you have on the first song on the record, I think, has string section and a lot of different stuff, and you're not going to bring 20 people to the thing. So I wondered how you do it. But you're bringing a couple of strings, live strings, and then you have your own, the other things, keyboards and other things. So you really are approximating, or at least suggesting, the kind of sound that you had on the record.
We did a sort of an adaptation of a lot of the orchestration on there, and rewrote parts for the live setting. So we have two players with us today, Melissa Tong and Dave Follow, and they're violin and viola, and they're going to cover 14 parts on each song.
I took the N train in from the ocean up to 14th Street, Union Square, and I swam around with the bodies in motion, drank in the people and came up for air. And I am a breeze in a still August air, and I can't believe that I'm still standing here. I am a ghost to everyone I know. The stars stand still above while Brooklyn blurs below.
We look forward to hearing. Have you been on tour with Vienna?
This time we did one show with her in Pittsburgh, but we have toured with her many times.
So if someone's watching this in November 2010, how will they be able to see you in the future? What do you have coming up?
We're mostly writing right now, actually, so we don't have a lot of tour dates. We have a few individual things. I think he's playing with Vienna, and I'm doing some solo things, and I'm sure you're going to be out on the road.
We already video.
You're working on the sequel for this?
Yeah, we're working on the sequel.
And you're working on the video?
Yeah.
All right, so you'll be able to see that. Just check it out, thepaperraincoat.com. Mountainstage.org is where you can listen to this show, or it may be on your public radio station. It's nice to see you again. You were here with Vienna Tang, and it's nice to meet you folks. Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Paper Raincoat, right here.